Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about So Weird Season 2 Strange Geometry. This is a very important, very good episode because Fee finally is going to get the answer she's been looking for when it comes to her father and everything. Something that someone's been keeping from her. And this is going to cause a rift for not too much of a long time, but at least for 2 or 3 episodes and stuff. And so Fee and the gang, they are visiting Molly's old friend in the hotel. I believe his name is John, but they call him Papa Bear. And so he's gonna help Molly out on her new album and everything, made like a music video. And so as they're at the hotel, he happens to mention it's haunted. So this of course gets Fee all happy and excited. But we see Molly for the first time be upset about this. And she gives him a very strange look. And so then at some point in time, him and Molly have a private conversation. And Molly tells him, she doesn't want Fee searching around looking for ghosts and all this other stuff, and you know why. And he tells her, you're gonna have to tell her one day, because it has to do with her father. So it's like, holy crap. So Molly has known this entire time, but has never once said a single thing because she always pretend like with Jack, she doesn't see or believe in anything. So at some point in time, the kids they're all hanging out. And so they're searching around like the hotel, and they don't see no strange freaky stuff happening, but Fee can feel something. And so at some point in time, as they're all talking and hanging out, they're researching basically the hotel. And they discovered that the hotel, people think it's haunted, and one of the people think this man named Mr. Patterson is cuckoo and crazy in the head because he keeps talking about portals and everything and opening up portals and like to the underworld. And so they see like a bunch of older pictures and this and that. Well, at one point in time, somebody writes on a mirror the word "help me" or something like that. She sees it. She tells the guys to look, and they assume it was just written there years ago, like 50 years ago and stuff. Because everybody who would have been at that place would have been like over 100 something years old, right? Who would have wrote that? And so they don't believe that nobody like a ghost wrote that. They believe it was just written there before, right? And so Jack, he sees a bunch of numbers and he's seen these numbers before. So after doing some research of his own, he realizes these numbers are some type of weird, unexplained numbers that has happened in life that when combined together forms the figure of a knowledge shell and everything. So he kind of believes in that, but he doesn't believe in anything else paranormal. So as Fee is doing more research, she knocks over her drink, and when she goes to get it, to get up the spillage, it forms that of a knowledge shell, the same one Jack drew when looking for those numbers, and it's a message talking about meet me upstairs or something like that. And so she goes looking, and as she's like searching and looking for it, all this weird, freaky stuff starts to happen. We can see and it's pretty cool CGI. They went the practical route. The first time they did this, they went the CGI route with a brick. But this time they're on walls, and it's old school horror. So we see like these ghostly figures pressing their faces and hands up against the wall, and it's extending out towards Fee. She is freaking out as this is all happening, running. And then she finally makes it to the room where the message told her to go, right? And so when she goes there, it's like this giant wooden cocoon looking thing. And so she goes inside, And inside it's like all these white walls and this like clear white sheet type stuff. And we see all these people wandering around aimlessly, just looking sad and slow and depressed and everything. And then she goes up and she sees a man and he speaks to Fee. It's Mr. Patterson, the one from the video. And he's all like, "Oh, thank goodness I found you and everything. I knew I would find you." And then he tells her, like, and she's all like, "What is this?" And he's all like, "It's a portal and everything." And she's all like, "You did it. You finally did it." He's like, "Yes, all those people called me mad and crazy and stuff, but I finally did it. I have found a way to enter the real world and everything." And then he's all like, but his calculations were off by one number. And on that machine behind her, if she was to put in the number, he will be able to come through like the land of living. And he wants her help. So she's gonna help him at first. But then she asks, "Well, what about all the rest of the people?" And so then a strange look comes on his face. And he's just kind of like, well, when I come in, we can like close the machine so a stampede doesn't happen. So then she starts getting kind of weirded out. By this time, Jack and all them and Molly are looking for her. And so like and then she's all like, well, what about all these people just wandering around and all this other stuff? And so then he's talking about how like he'll bring, like once he comes through, he'll bring in some other people later on. But first it's imperative that him and him only get to come through. So then she starts to realize he's not telling her the full truth. And she's all like, these souls almost look like they're trapped or something. Like they look too sad and depressed. And he's all like, wouldn't they want to come in the land of the living? And so then like she realizes something. Either this machine needs the living to the dead to like power it up, or like he doesn't plan on bringing the dead people with him, only himself, so he can like cheat death and everything. And so this is why people feel like it's haunted. It's kind of like they're kind of like almost trapped there or something like that. It's a little confusing. So I'm not really sure what the world going on. So he bribes her and it's all like, there has to be somebody who you love who's died. And so I can bring that person back in the world of the living. And she seems tempted, but she does the right thing. With a sad look on her face and everything, she rips off the handle and then she smashes the machine, or technically the membrane is what he calls it. And so when she does that, like the man gets sucked back into the underworld and stuff. And so like she realizes this man does not have the best intentions in the world. He has died like over 50 something years ago. He has a way to re-enter the land of the living, and it's kind of like, well, what if somebody worse than him comes back too? You know what I'm saying? And so like there's just too many possibilities of what could happen. It would throw the world off balance. Plus there'll be way too many people in the real world and stuff, and there won't be enough resources. So after she smashes it, Molly, she like crawls down and Molly comes in to save her. And she's crying and she's just grieving, talking about like, I could have saved him. She could have saved, speaking of her father. And so when Molly rescues her and everything, and they're all to safety, their friend Papa Bear's with them too. And she's just crying and sobbing and sad because she misses her father. She has never got to meet this man because he died when she was 1 year old. And so Papa Bear tells Molly, it's time to tell her. Molly's pissed by this because she doesn't want Fee to know. And Fiona is just kind of like, well, what is he talking about? And so Molly finally confesses to her. Molly tells her that Fee's father was just like Fee. He went searching for the paranormal too. He could see all kind of strange and weird crap as well. And it's what cost him his life because the spirit world took him out. And Fee is just beside herself and disgusted with her mom. And she's just kind of like, you knew this whole time and you never told me that I was just like my father. She said like, all this time, all the crap she gets from Jack, all the like weird stuff she's been seeing, how she feels like she's like a freak in this world and everything, and Molly never let her knew that she had a kindred spirit and everything, and her father. So she doesn't want nothing to do with her mom no more. And so Papa Bear talks to her and he tells her, the reason why your mom did this because like she loved you. Like, I loved your father as well. He was a great man, and he went searching to help people and everything, but how dangerous it is and all this other stuff. And it's kind of like finally she now knows the truth, that she was born differently. She has the blood of her father who can see the paranormal and whatever strange stuff that's in the O'Shannon and Molly bloodline and stuff. This was like a really good, creepy episode. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.